The long and arduous journey now comes to an end. We are here at Interlagos circuit, Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, for what will be the final time in this season, and what a season it has been. This is your Formula Renault 2.0 championship. This is going to be one to remember here, as everyone tries to get themselves the best possible finish that they possibly can. So, intro done. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Qualifying is next. Welcome to Interlagos then for what will be final race on this, the Formula Renault 2.0 championship. We had the race on Friday, which showed everybody what they were made of. Qualifying just now underway. Good evening, well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, here on iRacing Live, brought to you by RaceBot TV. Jake Sperry in the commentary box here with Seb Qualke. And Seb, qualifying is underway. All these drivers looking to try and get the best possible times they can, and it's really going to be all about who can be the best under 2-lap pressure.
Yeah, hello Jake, hello everyone. This is a perfect track for the last race. Interlagos, beautiful, right here in Brazil, and the drivers are competing for the qualifying and who gets to sit in the pole.
Yeah, you can see right now qualifying is underway. Drivers now just starting to gear up to their laps. Look at David Williams then, the number 6 here in VRS Coanda Sim Sport colours, as he drives himself for the line. He'll be one of the first guys to set a representative lap time. Does a 1:32.486. That is good enough at the moment to be jumped back down the order there through 3rd and 4th. And you can see right now, track temperature, Fahrenheit 108 degrees here. It's going to be a hot one in comparison to quite a few other tracks there. You can see David Jarvis here, the fastest man in the field at the moment here. And you can see these cars all looking to line themselves up, get some fantastic laps under the belt. DW Martin then will drive for the line. Let's see what he can do in the number 22 machine. He does a 1:32.4 as well. That'll put him P8 at the moment on row number 4. So, at the moment you can see these cars all trying to set up their lap times here. It's so important to make sure that you get a clean lap time from one to the other, and make sure that you shorten that run here there as they head themselves down in towards turn number 1, the center S.
Yeah, what you need in qualifying is one clean lap. Nothing more, but getting that clean lap, making every corner, hitting it right. That is the hard thing on this track. Every corner in Interlagos is challenging. You have to hit the apex at every single corner. And you do a mistake, you're not first. But you don't just lose one position. You lose 2 or 3 or 4 positions. This track is really challenging.
Yes, it is. Nick Thyssen then has just spun himself down at Junchao, the corner known as Junction in native Portuguese. All right, Hugo, I know how to talk in this series as well. I know how to talk Portuguese. Here as we head ourselves now, the drive through Aqua Minerale. Drives for the line here, coming in. The times starting to go quicker. David Williams, Mark Usher, fastest, 1:31.6. Keep your eyes on Christian A. Koch as he heads himself for the line. He's on a 1:32.9 at the moment, only good enough for P22. Let's see if he can go any quicker. Answer is a 32.1. He does. He goes row number 6 on the grid right now, as still there's a few drivers yet to set in their lap times here. Look at Hugo Preto. He's 3rd at the moment and could go even quicker. Will he go even quicker? Well, at the moment, I think he is just trying to get that drive. I think he won't be quicker, will he? No, he won't be quicker there. Phil Reed then of Aperture Motorsport. Let's see if he can shoot his portal gun on the way to pole position. It could be a potential move. Let's see if Phil Reed can do it. Answer is a 132 flat. He puts himself up into 10th position. That is row 5. And, well, there's only a couple of drivers here who have the chance to set a lap time. Iro Toinen and Cannabasol. Alex Ellis right now in the 19. It's going to be very interesting to see if they can put themselves to the line right now. You can see Alex Ellis running it through Aqua Minerale, heading himself now on the left. There you can see the pit entry even there on the left-hand side. Drive for the line. Alex Ellis, 132.5, jumps one up to P22 right now. Not ideal. And, well, you can see exactly here exactly what is going to be going on and where you can see right now exactly how the times have gone on. I believe there is one more driver out on the lap, and that is Mark Usher. He will not do his lap time. Scott McIntyre here, Seb. He's going to finish his lap. Take us through.
Yeah, he's on the last straight. We call it straight. There's a corner. It goes flat and goes over the line. Now taking it into... Oh, no, he's stopping. 34.6 his time. He must have had some mistake in it and stopped the car.
Yes, didn't get his lap time perfect there, so he will take his first lap. Everyone who is out on circuit has finished a lap time. We can now run you through the official qualifying results here from the final race of the season, of this official season here from Interlagos. Mark Usher then with a fantastic time, 131.650. Edges out David Jarvis for pole position, with Hugo Preto of TNT Racing getting himself onto the second row. He's joined by Emanuele Petri, then second in the championship. Justin Brunner puts his car there in 5th, does the American driver, with Mark Perez alongside. There's David Williams there in 7th, with Jan Schwitter there in 8th as we cycle it on back. Few names here down the order. You look at Phil Reed, Nick Disson, Christian Koch down your order there, and you've got to keep looking further down because the likes of Scott McIntyre will be looking to push themselves down the field, and certainly there at the back on his own in row 13, David Pacelli will be looking for an opportunity. Just a few seconds now, and then we will get ourselves lined up here to the grid here. 2 minutes we'll have to grid up, otherwise they'll start from pit lane. And Seb, turn 1's going to be very difficult. Of course, cold tyres are always going to be a key factor as they head themselves down in, and of course it's not over if you're on the outside line in towards turn number 1. You can always cut it back in for the second part of the Center S, and then through the Curva de Sol, there is always an opportunity heading towards the Desquita de Lago of turns 4 and 5.
Yeah, absolutely. The first part of the track is really tricky. You have not won it unless you're out of the 3rd corner, the long left one. And even then, there's an opportunity on the backstretch to overtake at the end in corner number 4 and take the position back. And it's gonna be really close in the Center S. We've seen a lot of crashes in history there, and I'm not so sure we're not gonna see one tonight or today.
Yeah, most certainly. Here you can see the cars now starting to grid themselves up onto this one. You can see quite a few cars here still waiting to get themselves up, trying to set their fuel levels. Of course, this race is 18 laps long, so around about we're looking here towards 30 and 45 minutes respectively right now. Here, no pit stops required, of course, so anyone heading onto lane will be there for an unscheduled arrival right now. As you can see, just 2 cars waiting to grid up at the front, 1 car waiting to grid up at the front. It'll be interesting to see how they all sort themselves out in towards turn number 1 and 2 and 3, the Center S and the Curva de Sol. There you can see David Jarvis there has the inside line, well, for turn number 1, which means that Mark Usher will start on the racing line here, as we are just waiting for a couple of cars to get themselves gridded up. 1 car in particular is going to be Canet Basol, and he does grid up. Everyone's ready. Everyone's just waiting here. The anticipation and the nerves starting to get creeping up. You're going to hear the engine start to rev in just a few moments' time, and well, This is certainly going to be an interesting one to look out for, an interesting one indeed here, as you can just see the clock ticking, 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 engines revving. Now we're going to wait. The lights are going to come on. The lights are going to go out. We are green. We are underway at Interlagos, and it's a poor start for David Jarvis, but it's a great start there from row 2, from Emanuele Petri, already looking down the inside of Hugo Prato into turn number 1. Are they all going to come along cleanly, nice and kindly there, 2 and 3 wide respectively as they head through, and it seems everybody is clean through turn number 1. Everyone is clean through turn number 2. They've done everything right. You can see a splinter pack already forming here as Mark Usher's got away. Battle for third is already looking to hot up. Jarvis here, looking defensive here in second. Prato and Petri still there, down into the Skida Delago for the first time. And where you can see they're going to remain side by side here for the second part of it, and potentially side by side here, Seb, for Ferradura.
Yeah, this is very close racing here, and it's going on. Mark Perez now in 6th, trying to make a move. Oh, that is close on Justin Brunner, and he can't make it. Maybe looking down. Oh, that is getting close here with Justin Brunner, who almost ran into the rear of Emanuele Petri, but the order seems to be a little bit sad. David Williams now attacking on the outside and making the move on Mark Perez. That was a great move because he capitalized on Mark Perez, who actually made the mistake coming out of the corner, accelerating too hard, almost spinning and drifting and losing speed. And yeah, David Williams great there on the outside, overtaking, and now in 7th position.
Yes, mostly he is at the moment. You can see the field looks like this. Usher, Jarvis, so Petri, Brunner, Williams, Perez, Schwitter and Reed. And there's an incident turn number 1. I believe that's Jan Schwitter. I believe he's been involved. No, I'm wrong. It's David Rodriguez here, who's turned his car around not once, but twice. As he reverses almost back onto the racing line, he drops himself further down the field. And let's get ourselves a replay of that one then. David Rodriguez there, not having everything perfect. And he was right behind Phil Reed down towards turn number 1. And Seb, you can see right here, on the brakes, it's cold. And while it hasn't worked out, gets it one time wrong. And then he turns his car around, trying to get the power on too aggressively.
Yeah, the first thing was the brakes are cold. The second spin was caused by the cold tires. So both temperatures causing problems right here, and that leads to David Rodriguez losing a lot of positions.
Yes, it does right now, as you can see here at the moment. Hugo Prato in the battle for 3rd position, dealing with Emanuele Petri and Justin Brunner, starting to form that trolley train, as we have seen so many times before. They can see Williams, Perez, Schwitter, Reed is there involved in the back of the train as well, and will be looking to use his portal gun to push himself through as part of the Aperture Motorsports. Of course, thanks to GLaDOS for that one indeed. Second group though, you can see Ollie Quokka and Christian Koch there in Hydroforce Racing colours, pushing himself now up through the field. He'll be looking to try and get through up into what is going to be 10th position even out on circuit here as they head themselves side by side. Hugo Prato dealing with Emanuele Petri will have to do it the long way around, and look at David Williams looking to the inside here as they all look to file in. Down to the inside of Emanuele Petri goes Justin Brunner, and Brunner looking to try and hold it around the outside at turn 2, and he gets it sorted as they head through the curve of the Sol at turn 3, but it's not over yet, Seb. You can see right now they might file themselves Noah's Ark 2x2, and they do here, almost as if it was NASCAR, IndyCar, heading themselves down to the Skida Delago. And I think, just for the time being, Justin Brunner has the move done.
Yeah, and it was a bit dangerous for Justin Brunner in the Curva do Sol, in the out of the Senna S, as he went full over the curb, and he could have easily spun there, but he didn't. Held the car on the track and made the move and held the position.
Yes, there you can see right now. Let's look. Number 11, Christian Aycock, side by side as he comes into the Pinheirino here in against Ollie Quokka. Now as they head to the Bico de Prato, the Duck's Beak right now. Behind them, you can see Nick Disson side by side with Sergi Martinez there as they head themselves now in towards this lovely left-hander sweeping full throttle all the time. And well, you can see Martinez is going to lose out, and now Canavasol wants a piece of the action side by side into Jun Shao here, this left-hander. And, well, he gets that move sorted, and he's falling down the field like a stone. And right now, you need to look here. You need to look a little bit further forward. The gap's now starting to open up. Mark Usher 2 seconds away at the moment here, Seb. And right now, you can see just how important it is to get out and away at the earliest opportunity.
Yeah, he's got an early lead, a good lead, and it seems like there's nobody able to catch him. But the race is early, and we will see if someone can close that gap.
Yes, most certainly here, looking at the battle between Ollie Quokka and Phil Reed. They've seemingly broken away. And, well, now you can see the run down this back straightaway, heading towards the Desquida de Lago here for the 4th out of 18. And they're going to go side by side, but it's going to be Phil Reed who's going to hold it. But Ollie Quokka, he gets the better run. Phil Reed ran a little bit wide up over that curb. It's so difficult to get that one right. Side by side as they head for Ferradura. Here we go. Round the outside on Phil Reed, the master of round the outside. It doesn't work. Phil Reed will hold on for the time being, but ahead you can see a 4-car train developing. Perez there with Petri, Williams and Schwitter right now here, Seb, and you can see right now just how much is holding them up as Justin Brunner is starting to break away from this pack.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see out of the Curva del Sol on the back straight, they were going 2 by 2 and breaking into the 4th corner. That was really interesting to see. They were switching positions a few times, and now they're back in the order they had at the start of the lap. So a lot changed, but nothing changed.
Yes, of course, and well, there's been an incident earlier on, 1 lap earlier, between Frederic Saint-Denis and Alex Ellis down the back of the field. Alex Ellis out side by side. Emanuele Petri with Marc Perez. Petri on the outside gets himself blocked past into turn number 1. Can't make the move sorted. That has bunched up. David Williams back towards Jan Schwitter as they head themselves now down towards this back straightaway, heading out to the Curva del Sol and around towards the Desquida de Lago, turns 4 and 5 on circuit. Is there going to be any moves going to be happening? There's a little look there from Emanuele Petri to the inside. No, not going to happen there. But behind, Ollie Quokka's lost the position to Christian Koch and now has Nick Disson firmly in the sights, Seb.
Yeah, the move that Christian Koch made was on the back on the main straight, even before the Senna S. He had fully overtaken Ollie Quokka, and I think he had the last corner much better than Quokka. And getting back to Perez and Petri shut that door on the 4th corner. That was tough. But it was okay. It was still fair because Petri wasn't next to Marc Perez, so it was okay.
Yes, most certainly it was. And now you can see here the run out of Junshao as they head themselves now with a series of small kinks left. It's not straight. It's never straight. It's never flat here as they head themselves now down this back straightaway. It's always dipping and rising here. And Sao Paulo, Brazil, Perez is going to be under threat. He's going to force Petri to the outside. Down in towards the center S on lap 6 of 18. 1/3 distance, but no, it's not going to happen. But it might all be about that setup as they head themselves further forward, head themselves further along, heading towards the Desquida de Lago right now. And right underneath that slipstream's Petri. Petri's going to have to do it the long way around. It's going to allow David Williams to close in as well. And that's not going to be ideal here for either of them on the brakes, last of the late breakers. But it's going to be Marc Perez who wins that battle that time by. And already you can see gaps starting to form as Nick Disson through here, Seb, on Ollie Quokka.
Yeah, he made the move on the outside of the Curva del Sol. Very, very well done, using the slipstream, getting better out of the corner, and then taking Ollie Quokka very easily and very well.
Yes, most certainly. Gap at the front has remained at 1.9 seconds between Mark Usher and David Jarvis. Battle going on then for the final stop on the podium. That is Hugo Prato, the number 13 in TNT colours, and Gecko Vortex Sim Racing there. Justin Brunner in the number 1 and is 3rd in the championship as things stand currently, behind Martin van Loosenhoorn and also Freek Schothorst as well. You can see Prato gets a fantastic run out of the Junshao corner, and now the run heading towards the center S is turn number 1. You can see Brunner just not able there, Seb, to get himself in that slipstream, to get that run sorted that he needs. He might have to set it up in a different place, but for the moment, Brunner's going to have to wait behind.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he will be able to make a move within the next 2 or 3 laps. He seems to be a little bit faster, but we'll see if that is enough to actually overtake him.
Yes, most certainly looking here at David Williams, and it's side by side ahead. They're going to go in stereo. Petri looking to go on Marc Perez. So is Jan Schwitter looking to go around the outside of David Williams here. Down in the Interlagos, and it is fantastic, and you can see right now, Schwitter, he has the inside line, heading for Ferradura, and then turn number 8 afterward that. And now you can see Schwitter on the inside. Perez has held position, but it's going to be David Williams having to yield at this one because Jan Schwitter pulls himself 1 position. And now, jumping onto the back will be Phil Reed himself, the master of round the outside here, Seb.
Yeah, that was a perfect move by Jan Schwitter, starting in on the back straight and going all the way through overall 3 corners. But they were side by side until he was able to finally make the move and get into 7th position. Sorry.
Yes, most certainly you can see just how that has affected things. They have just dropped off the back of Petri and Perez. Also interesting to see if Justin Brunner can close up on Hugo Preto right now in towards turn number 1. It seems Preto has that high-speed setup dialed into a T right now in towards turn number 1. And he gets a massive wiggle through there, and he takes to the grass a little bit. And around the outside will go Justin Brunner through turn 2 and through the Curva de Sol. He gains the position, and behind Petri under threat from Marc Perez once again as they go side by side heading towards the Interlagos. Let's see if Perez can get the move done, and it seems that he's got it done before the corner, and that is him up a position. That is him up back into P number 5 here, Seb.
Yeah, Petri made the move in Senna S on the outside, got that position, but then he lost it again on the back straight as Perez got the better of the Curva do Sol and was able to get back his position number 5.
Yeah, we've just seen a bit of side-by-side between Sergei Zakharov in the number 15 and also the number 8 of Ollie Quokka there as they headed through Ferradura. In the end, it was Zakharov who would take the position. But right now, you've got to look at this train going on. David Williams runs a little bit wide through that corner.
There's a crash in the back. Carlos Villegas, I think he spun Sergi Martinez.
Right, let's get a replay. Let's get a replay of that one, and yes, you are correct there. Villegas and Martinez here heading in. Actually, it's contact just ahead of them. It's with DW Martin down into the right-hander, contact in, and secondary was one which could not be avoided then for what was Carlos Villegas, and well, he has to survive the rest of the race without a front wing. Not ideal at all, but you got to go back towards the front of your field because Phil Reed side by side with David Williams into the center S. Not going to happen for the time being. Going to have to wait behind just for a moment. But Petri again will look at Marc Perez here down his back straight away, Seb. And you have to think they've been going at it hammer and tongs. And if they just worked together, they could have closed down Hugo Preto by now. You have to think.
Yeah, Justin Brunner was able to close down Preto and make the move. Was there a mistake by Preto because he lost, or he has a huge gap now to Brunner? That is, it seems like more than a second, and
well,
in that close time.
You can see Brunner's last lap at 32.6, Hugo Preto at 33.9. That's 1.3 seconds slower, and that is off the back of his last lap being a 31.9, which was his fastest of the race. So maybe there was a little bit of a mistake from Hugo Preto somewhere along the lap. Didn't quite work out for him, but you got to stay with Marc Perez and Emanuele Petri, and don't count out Jan Schwitter in this situation as well, because he can easily put himself into that equation. You can see they run that lovely little bit of Astro there on the right hand side just to open up that corner of Junshao just a little bit more. It is legal, it is within the track limits at the moment. You can see as they head themselves now down towards the center S once again. This is going to start lap 10 of 18. We're already over halfway through right now, and you can see the battles going on. Battle for your race lead. Well, the gap is 2.4 seconds, so we will not focus on that for the time being. Schwitter looking to try and get in the slipstream, but no. Koch and Reed. This is a rivalry that's gone before the break. They both get close, and I believe they almost touch as they head through turn number 1, the center S, and somehow both of them keep it alive, Seb.
Yeah, I think they touched. That is right. And We have to watch if Christian Koch now has a damage on his front wing. That might be the case. It doesn't look like that. Seems to be just fine.
Yeah, certainly there as Phil Reed goes around the outside, doing a Phil Reed special on David Williams. Williams trying to come back at Ferradura, but he leaves the door open for Christian Koch, who's trying to thread the needle. Oh, they're going to get close, but they head down into the right-hander then. Turn number 8, it's only going to help Christian Koch. Here, David Williams, a resilient defense, and the door's open. Oh, he gets a big twitch, and he's going to lose it on the curb, but he keeps the car going, and he keeps himself just one position down. Now, he's got to worry about Nick Thyssen behind. David Williams started off in 7th. He is now down into 10th. Right now, he's dropped 3 positions, so Seb, not ideal at all by his race standards.
No, definitely not. He wanted more out of this race. He started in 8th position, I think. He started this lap in 8th position. He's now lost 2 positions just on this one lap, and he doesn't like that. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, look at this. Jan Schwitter and Emanuele Petri are going to go side by side, the 3 and the 10 here, and well, through will go Emanuele Petri back up into number 6 on circuit. This is allowing Marc Perez to slowly break away here. Is Emanuele Petri and Jan Schwitter right now. And well, you've got to remember, behind David Williams has really lynched onto the back of that car of Christian Koch, the Austrian driver here, against the Brit as they head themselves now down towards the Desquita del Lago for the 11th time tonight. You can see side by side. Here they go, and it's a big slide there from David Williams. He's lucky to hold the car, but now here comes Nick Thyssen, who's got a massive bit of overspeed here, using that slipstream to come in as he heads himself now into the Desquita del Lago right now. Not even the Desquita del Lago, Ferradura. There you can see David Williams holds on for the time being, Seb.
Yeah, he made that mistake coming into the Desquita del Lago and was able to hold the car miraculously, and didn't even lose a position against Nick Thyssen. But it seems to me like David Williams has some problems with the handling of his car, and we will see how that will affect the rest of his race.
We've got a lovely train of 3 cars here having a scrap down at the back of the field here. We've got Derek Palmer, we've got Frederick Sandenis, we've got, I believe, Eero Toivonen as well, as we are going to see this exactly going on right now. You can see as they head themselves down into the Bica de Pato right now, here into this lovely slow right-hander. You can see not quite close enough for the time being. We'll go further up through your field here to another lovely little scrap that's going on. Petri having a look at Schwitter once again. Not going to happen, not quite yet. But you can see he's going to try and get himself the best run possible out of the Curva de Sol. Down this circuit, you can see already he goes defensive hard to the left-hand side, and underneath it goes Petri as he moves to the outside for the Desquita del Lago. Turns 4 and 5 on the brakes, and Jan Schwitter last of the late breakers, making it look very comfortable to defend, but it certainly isn't over yet here, Seb.
No, it's not, and I know one person who likes that fight, and that is Marc Perez right in front, because he is not facing any danger as long as those two, Emanuele Petri and Jan Schwitter, are fighting.
Yes, most certainly. You can see Jan Schwitter here really trying to find a way through. Not, well, trying to defend it here from Emanuele Petri. Petri trying to desperately get back through, but it's not quite happening at the moment. And if they fight anymore, they'll allow Reed and Koch and Williams and Thyssen into the battle as well. And you can see right now, as they head towards Junshao once again for the 12th time, you can see on the brakes there, a little bit of a wider line taken there from Jan Schwitter, trying to open up the line a little bit more, but that has allowed Emanuele Petri here to stay on the bank, keep himself close. We are on board right now, and you can see he goes up through the gears. He now hits it 135 miles an hour now, 140 miles an hour. As you can see, hard on the inside is Jan Schwitter. He's going to have to do it the long way around as Emanuele Petri down in towards the center S, and again later on the brakes goes the car of Jan Schwitter there, who locks up a little bit, but make sure you look at the run here, and it's going to be half a lap of fantastic work. And you can see already he's all over that curve. He's already over that slipstream. Has to go to the outside very early here, and that might just compromise the run, and it has in that respect. Emanuele Petri cannot do anything on the brakes here. It just seems here, Seb, that Jan Schwitter has him outnumbered in the braking zones.
Yeah, it seems certainly seems that way, and that really makes it hard for Emanuele Petri to overtake anywhere on this circuit, because it seems like the only way, more or less, let's take out the Senna S, but also there you need to be at least on the same level on in terms of braking, and he's not, obviously, and that will settle him 7th, I think.
Yes, definitely. You can see right now Christian Koch and David Williams having a fantastic scrap right now here in the battle for 9th on circuit here. It's Hydroforce Racing versus VRS Coanda Simsport, and Williams has tried for a couple of corners to go side by side, hasn't quite worked there, and gets a worse run actually out of that final corner there. A little bit twitchy there underneath the dirty air, but that will compromise the run down the front straightaway. You can see again Petri and Schwitter are going to go side by side. Sorry that we haven't brought you too much of the race lead right now. Gaps opened up to 3 seconds, and now you can see Emanuele Petri still trying, and I don't think he still can't do it here because Jan Schwitter is doing everything right under the brakes to make sure that he keeps that position going. Side by side there, look, Christian Koch and David Williams, but Christian Koch remains ahead for the time being. Look out for the Desquita de Lago here, Seb, because they are going to promise to go side by side.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is Jan Schwitter is really taking it out of his tires. Every time he breaks into the Senna S, his tires are locking up. Maybe just a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Depends on the lap and how he's braking, but that can't be helpful. And I think that at the end of the race, when we're in lap 17, 18, there might be an opportunity for Emanuele Petri.
Yes, most certainly here. Christian Koch again with a spirited defence there against David Williams, was side by side once again down into the Desquita de Lago and made sure he had it for Ferradura as well as they head into the Bico de Pato. Again, another little lock up there from Christian Koch. That's going to start flat spotting the tyres, and that is not what you want to do. Just start bolding them out just a little bit, and that is exactly what doesn't need to happen. Just look out for Justin Brunner here right now because he is closing down David Jarvis in the number 7 right now. Gap was 1.2 seconds when they last crossed the line. It'll be interesting to see if that's come down any further. Answer is it has, but not by masses. It's come down by, I think, another 1/10 of a second, I believe, from Justin Brunner. It's not close enough yet, as we are going to look further back as David Williams side by side here with Christian Koch, who runs the late line down to turn number 1. Can he get the move sorted? Answer is yes for the time being, but the cutback opportunity trying to present itself at the Curva de Sol right now, Seb. You can see Williams right in, tucking underneath that slipstream. Hard to the inside goes Christian Koch. To the outside goes David Williams. He'll have to do it the long way around. He's tried twice in 2 laps, but can he get it third time? Lucky down on the brakes, and you can see he runs a little bit wide. And oh, he gets a big wiggle, but he holds it, and somehow still Christian Koch holds on.
I went just breathless for 2 or 3 seconds right there. That was astonishing work by both of these guys. David Williams not spinning, overtaking, but then going too far, and Christian Koch then taking the position back on the inside. That was brilliant work by both of these drivers. And once again, I was breathless.
Yeah, we're going to look here at Emanuele Petri then and Jan Schwitter now as David Williams ran a little bit wide and in towards turn number 8. And now you can see Alain Junshao here. There is going to be 3 laps to go this time by. And this is one that you need to pay attention to. This is the battle for 6th place on circuit between Schwitter and Petri here. It's been brewing all race long, and it's looking to promise a few fireworks as they head themselves into the final few laps. Not close enough, I don't think, this time by is Emanuele Petri right now, but you got to look at the battle for second even, because they're side by side. Jarvis and Brunner are going to go at it hammer and tongs. Battle for the podium is heating up as they head themselves towards the Desquita de Lago right now. You have to say Brunner with the outside line. To the inside goes Jarvis, and Jarvis holds on just for the time being in Carbon Racing colours. But Brunner's going to come back. He's going to come back as they head for Ferradura. They're going to remain side by side, but I think for the time being, David Jarvis holding on with an iron fist and still has to wait as they go in towards turn number 8 here, Seb. And still, Justin Brunner will refuse to give up.
Yeah, that was an amazing battle. It all started with David Jarvis almost spinning in the Senna S after the first corner. He accelerated too hard, I think, and almost spun, leaving the door wide open for Justin Brunner, who took advantage, took the position, went into second place, and then on the Curva do Sol, Jarvis tried to get that position back, got himself some slipstream, and did a perfect job of achieving exactly that.
Yeah, there you can see Justin Brunner wants to have a second bite at the cherry, goes to the outside, down the front straight away. Anyway, well, you're going to see as they come to the line, it's going to be 2 to go this time by. Gap opening up, and you can see Jarvis was just ahead on the drive for the line, but now you can see turn number 1, close enough. The door has to be left open for turn 2 for Justin Brunner, leaves the door open for turn 3, and they're going to remain side by side as they head for the Desquita de Lago. And for Justin Brunner, he doesn't have any slipstream help, he's just got to rely on the pure horsepower behind his Formula Renault 2.0 machine, his Gecko Vortex sim racing machine. Down to the Desquita de Lago, and he's going to go for the cutback opportunity, is he? Oh, it's going to be a bold one, but he's going to have the outside for Ferradura, and this is all allowing Hugo Preto and that TNT machine to close themselves back into the battle. Here as they head themselves for Ferradura, it's a repeat of last lap, and Justin Brunner trying to run it around the outside, surely, of David Jarvis. This is a spirited battle, down on the brakes, into the right-hander of turn number 8, and still Justin Brunner looking for an opportunity, but it's not happening, and here, as they head towards the final lap, Seb, Hugo Preto now firmly on the back.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting battle on this last lap. It's a pity for Mark Usher that we cannot focus on him, as he is very, very well off in first place. But this fight for second place is so amazing, so exciting. And I think we have not seen the last of these 3 drivers.
White flag this time by Brunner to the outside of Jarvis as they drive themselves towards turn number 1 on circuit here. The Senna S. You can see Brunner's going to try and do exactly what he did last time, but a little bit better on the brakes, both locking up. Down in turn number 2, can't sort the run, and well, you can see David Jarvis, horrible exit there through turn 2. It's going to allow Hugo Preto back into the action here on the final lap. We are going to have to cut away at some stage to Mark Usher, but right now you have to say Hugo Preto now going on the outside of Jarvis. Jarvis could lose 2 positions in the space of 4 corners here, down on the inside, in towards the left-hander of the Desquita de Lago here, and you can see Preto now trying to do what Brunner did just a lap earlier and the lap before that, try and run it around the outside through Ferradura. It's bold, it's brave, but at the moment I don't think Jarvis has quite got enough here to say it's over and done with and the matter's deceased, but no, you can see how close they get. Down on the brakes into turn number 8, and for the time being it is going to be David Jarvis who is holding on at the moment, but you have to look now at Mark Usher, who runs himself through the next corner of turn number 11, heads for Junshao, turn number 12. We haven't seen too much of him, but we don't really mind, because as he heads for the run now to the final straight, he has proved to everyone what a class act he can be when his day comes around. Mark Usher then, on the drive to the line, will surely claim a fantastic race win here at Interlagos, the last one of the season, and he will take that momentum heading on into the new one. Great win. Brunner second. David Jarvis will hold off Hugo Preto in a drag race to the line. Yes, he will. And there you can see in another drag race, Jan Schwitter, Emanuele Petri. Schwitter holding out in the end, Seb.
Yeah, and there's another drag race for 10th position, and I don't know who got it. I think David Williams was the last one to be in the top 10, and Nick Thyssen in 11th place. But it was as close as they come.
Ollie Quokka on a drag race with DW Martin there, and Ollie Quokka wins it. The gap between Williams and Thyssen across the line, 0.02 of a second, you call it. And well, you can see right now as the final few cars coming in through, Eero Toivonen and David Pacelli, they're going to have their own little scrap here as they drive for the line right now. And you can see here just how important it is. And I think Pacelli's just got Toivonen there on the line. Yes, he does. There we go. Pretty much everyone has finished this race, so we can now run you through classified results here from Interlagos Autodromo José Carlos Pace. Mark Usher then wins out by 4.8 seconds right now, ahead of Justin Brunner in the number 1 machine there. David Jarvis will come home third for Carbon Racing, ahead of Hugo Preto's ENT racing machine. Marc Perez will finish in 5th, with Jan Schwitter there finishing alongside in 6th. The drag race beats Emanuele Petri to the line, with Phil Reed of Aperture Motorsports finishing 8th, a move of +2 positions. Christian Koch there of the Hydroforce Racing brand, he finds himself there in 9th, with David Williams 10th, Nick Disson there 11th, Canet Basol moving up to 12th further down the field. You can see David Rodriguez, Ollie Quokka, DW Martin there, Sean Macbeth, Scott McIntyre not having the best of races, very quiet. There is Sergei Martinez, David Pacelli, Eero Toivonen, Derek Palmer there with Carlos Villegas with the front wing damage. 2 cars failing to finish the race then, that's Frederic Saint-Denis and Alex Ellis. Well, that's certainly been a fantastic race to see, and don't forget, we do have some votes to go on here for your RaceSpot Primetime. This was part of the Primetime package that was all there, but if you want your Wednesday and your Friday night sorted out, you need to go vote on what is RaceSpot TV /Primetime, and you can get your vote sorted for one open wheel race and for one closed wheel race. And don't forget, later on tonight, the Skip Barber 2K World Cup Series is heading Motegi bound. Land of the Rising Sun is going to be so crucial to go and watch that one. But as always, I've been Jake Sperry, that's been Seb Qualke, and we will see you next time. Good night.